if you want to be healthier, if you want to rid yourself of the effects of pollution from your life, you can do it. And it just takes a few minutes each day, no strings attached.
When did Agnihotra first start to become known?
Well, it's been known throughout the history of the world since man first was created. And he was given the knowledge to maintain the purity of this Garden of Eden he was given. And through the ages, man tends to begin to disregard the knowledge, and he loses it, and he falls. And then when things get really bad, a being is born to resuscitate this knowledge, and it goes on and on. Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus, Abraham, Moses, they all were given this knowledge to bring back the purity of the environment, to help the people, to nourish the land. So where does it begin? I don't know. It begins at the beginning of time.
On your site, it talks about how this process can get rid of pathogenic bacteria. And I noticed that there's a section called Scientific Experiments with Agnihotra, which I find very interesting. And there's a Dr. Arvind Munkar who talks about the quantum of pollution, that our way of life has intensified the quantum of pollution, which is not even a question, that no place is really safe from pollution anymore. But one of the types of pollution he writes about is microbial pollution for people in the medical and paramedical field, and that microorganisms are ubiquitous in nature. And he has a couple experiments on here, which I think the audience would be really interested in. Have you had a chance to meet him, or?
No. I've read the article, and that's about as far as it goes. The only thing I know about Agnihotra is that it neutralizes the negative effects of whether it's bacteria or radiation. It doesn't destroy it, it just neutralizes the effect. And then it recharges the atmosphere with this purified life energy. That's all I know about it.
And my last question to you is about these mantras. These mantras are obviously going to be in Sanskrit, and so the pronunciation is going to be critical. How long are the mantras? Is it just a couple mantras said over and over for 10 minutes? How complex is it to learn them?
Well, I'll just do one for you. In the evening, Agnaye Swaha, Agnaye Idam Namama, Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idam Namama. That's it. After each Swaha, you give an offering of rice and ghee. So very short, easy to learn.
How's the morning?
The morning is exactly the same, except for the first word is changed. Suryaya Swaha, Suryaya Idam Namama, Prajapataye Swaha, Prajapataye Idam Namama.
This reminds me of my days with Swami Muktananda many, many, many years ago.
Yeah.
I used to hear this in the Siddha Yoga ashram every day. For those of you that are interested in learning about Agnihotra, please go to agnihotra.org. And Richard, I really appreciate you joining us today to discuss this process for purifying the air and the environment. Very interesting. Thank you so much.